On this channel, I've covered many of Universal's past attractions, ranging from Confrontation to Jaws. And while those are often regarded as classics, there are newer attractions that could also be considered classics today. One such attraction is Triceratops Encounter, also known as Triceratops Discovery Trail. This walkthrough attraction was located at Islands of Adventure, where guests could meet animatronic Triceratops in an area that once stood where Velocicoaster is now. However, when the Triceratops Discovery Trail is brought up, it seems to be remembered far less compared to other attractions. In fact, for a long time, I thought I had imagined this attraction until I came across footage from Adam the Woo showing its abandoned state. So, what exactly happened to the Triceratops Discovery Trail? In today's video, I aim to dive into the history of this attraction, explore its downfall, and discuss its modern-day successor, the Velocicoaster. Looking back at the opening of Islands of Adventure in 1999, and more specifically at the Jurassic Park section, there were two attractions available on opening day. These were of course Jurassic Park River Adventure, which still remains to this day in 2024, and an attraction known as the Triceratops Encounter. With Islands of Adventure, Universal was truly aiming to wow guests with its innovative attractions, pushing the boundaries of next-level park entertainment. This ambition was evident in the impressive lineup of new experiences introduced with the park's opening, such as the Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man, Dueling Dragons, and Jurassic Park River Adventure. Among these groundbreaking attractions, Triceratops Encounter stood out for its unique approach to immersing guests in the world of Jurassic Park. Unlike high-thrill rides, the experience was quieter and more intimate, offering something entirely different. Triceratops Encounter was unlike anything Universal had offered before, providing guests with an up-close encounter with a lifelike Triceratops. This was Universal's attempt to truly bring the movies to life for park visitors. But what exactly did the Triceratops Encounter consist of? To answer that, we'll need to explore the details of the attraction itself, its eventual closure, and its later reopening. Guests would see a Triceratops skeleton embedded in stone outside the attraction before making their way through the exterior queue. As they entered the attraction, team members dressed as animal handlers and doctors would greet them. And there was even a chance to spot a baby Triceratops being held by one of the doctors. Inside the main attraction was a paddock that housed the 8-ton animatronic. Guests would enter one of 3 different pens holding a Triceratops that was capable of sneezing, coughing, and even urinating, depending on the specific encounter. This animatronic was incredibly advanced for its time, with its eyes containing multiple motors that allowed for a wide range of movement and even pupil dilation. Now, you might be wondering what the attraction was about, and the story varied depending on the scenario, but generally focused on doctors working to treat a sick Triceratops, giving guests a chance to get up close and personal with it. Universal really leaned into bringing the movie experience to life for its guests. However, with an attraction as impressive as Triceratops Encounter, there were bound to be issues. Unfortunately, Triceratops Encounter would be short-lived, as the attraction faced numerous issues. It often had to close due to the extensive maintenance the animatronics required. On top of that, demand for the attraction was relatively low. This was partially because of many reasons. The entrance was hard for guests to spot, the overall runtime of the experience was quite lengthy, and the animatronics would frequently break down mid-interaction. Universal would eventually take a new approach to Triceratops Encounter, operating it seasonally in the 2000s under the new name Triceratops Discovery Trail. It even saw usage during the Islands of Fear events. In 2005, however, the attraction would ultimately close again due to costly upkeep and low attendance. Starting in 2010, Universal reopened the attraction multiple times throughout 2010, 2011, and 2012, attempting to gauge public interest. Despite these efforts, the attraction was ultimately deemed too expensive and not worth the cost to maintain. As a result, Triceratops Discovery Trail permanently closed in 2012, leaving the site abandoned. Even though Universal shut down Triceratops Discovery Trail, they didn't simply pack up shop. Instead, the attraction was left abandoned. With the queue entrance covered up by the Triceratops skeleton mural, this left longtime theme park fans asking so many questions. Questions that wouldn't begin to be answered until July of 2012 when a YouTuber known as Adam the Woo uploaded a video of himself exploring the now abandoned attraction. I remember watching this video back in 2012 and being completely amazed because, for the longest time, I thought I had imagined the entire attraction. Throughout the years as I revisited Islands of Adventure as I got older, I could never find the attraction, thinking it was something I dreamed up. So seeing this abandoned site on footage felt surreal. It reminded me of what I said about the Lost Continent. It acted as a time capsule. As Adam made his way through the attraction, you could see tons of props, everything from dino chow to tools and even jars. There was so much to look at. At one point, he passes through a security gate and finds shipping containers designed to hold dinosaurs with one smashed open. Toward the end of the queue, he even comes across a Jurassic Park rover, sadly with its seats beginning to deteriorate. After finishing the queue, Adam enters the attraction itself. Inside, one of the 3 Triceratops animatronics was in great condition. However, the second one wasn't in as good a shape. In the room, Adam would find a replacement head and a model missing its eye sockets with only the motor-driven eye mechanism still in place. Finally, he discovered the third animatronic in an even worse state as it was lifted into the air seemingly mid-repair with its mechanical internals exposed and the dino skin that wraps on it sitting off to the side. After that, the video ended. It's incredible that Universal left this standing. It felt as if the workers just walked off one day and never came back. Naturally, Adam the Woo wasn't the only YouTuber interested in this abandoned attraction. Others followed, including one of the most well-known Disney attraction explorers, Matt Sonswa. However, I want to focus on 2 others who filmed after Adam, because they provide a timeline leading to what would eventually replace Triceratops Discovery Trail, Velocicoaster. In 2014, about 2 years after Adam's video, a YouTuber named the Jurassic Park Collection explored the abandoned attraction. By then, it was in a much worse state. The power seemed to be cut off completely from the attraction, and props inside the queue were starting to fall apart. Thankfully, some things like the dinosaur holding containers remained intact. However, the attraction itself was inaccessible. All 3 doors leading inside were shut. This was likely due to Adam's footage gaining popularity, prompting Universal to seal off the attraction. As for the queue though, there's only so much they can do to stop people from getting into there. The final significant documentation of this queue though comes from a video uploaded in 2022 but says it was recorded in 2018 by a YouTuber named Urbex Orlando. By this time, most of the props had been removed as Universal was preparing to build its next attraction. Only minor props remained with a few larger ones, like the dinosaur containers and the rover, which were still present. The rover, however, was now under an enclosure and in even worse condition than before. It's amazing how well people documented this abandoned attraction. It allowed longtime fans, or people who experienced the attraction in its prime, to see what became of it before Velocicoaster replaced this space. Universal even carved out a portion of the area for another dinosaur-themed experience, the Raptor Encounter. In 2015, the Jurassic franchise surged back into the spotlight with the release of Jurassic World, which dominated the box office. That same year, Universal Studios introduced a new meet and greet experience, Raptor Encounter. Unlike Triceratops Encounter, Raptor Encounter allowed guests to truly get up close and personal with the animatronic raptors, creating a far more intense and exciting atmosphere. This thrilling interaction filled a gap that Triceratops Encounter had struggled to achieve. Raptor Encounter utilized a small portion of the Triceratops Encounter area, though much of the space was repurposed for team member breaks and storage for the Raptor animatronics. By 2018, rumors began circulating about a new Jurassic-themed attraction being planned for Islands of Adventure, replacing the defunct Triceratops encounter. These rumors would come to fruition in 2021, of course, with the grand opening of Velocicoaster, a high-speed roller coaster that is one of the most popular coasters in the park next to Hagrid's, having wait times of over an hour still in 2024. The Velocicoaster is a fantastic addition to Islands of Adventure, adding to the thrill factor the park already held, as it is home to 3 coasters: the Incredible Hulk Coaster, Hagrid's, and now Velocicoaster. I will say I may be biased here as I'm a roller coaster enthusiast, but going through the Velocicoaster queue is especially impressive as well, with its raptor animatronics they have in holding, as they rock around and snort, making the queue unique in its own way. The Velocicoaster itself is impressive, as well as just with the architecture as you go in and out of the raptor pen. There isn't much negative to say about this attraction at all, with the exception that it's quite jarring having both Jurassic Park and Jurassic World in Islands, instead of simply converting the entire section to Jurassic World, but I assume that is to do with the construction of Epic Universe and that they might be low on funds, but I'm hoping that they do that at some point here soon. Though it's sad to see how things ended for Triceratops Encounter, or Discovery Trail, whichever name you prefer, I think everything worked out well when considering the comeback the Jurassic section of the park has made, especially now, as if we look at River Adventure and its extremely poor state, it's likely that that attraction will eventually be replaced with a Jurassic World version similar to what Universal did in Hollywood. Personally, I hope that's the case, as I'd love to see a revamped take on this section of Islands of Adventure. Even though I prefer Jurassic Park as a franchise over Jurassic World, I can't deny that Universal has done an incredible job integrating this franchise into the parks. Whether it's the reimagined ride in Hollywood or Velocicoaster, they've truly brought life back into the Jurassic franchise. With that being said, thank you guys for watching the video. If you made it this far, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys in the next one.